pleased to present for your consideration.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Jabberbox Podcast, episode 12. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Bond, and with me is the Icy Blues of the Desert, the former devil himself, Mr. Daniel Singleton. What's up, Dan?
What's going on, everybody?
If you're joining in for the very first time, then you should know that this is a show about the two of us as we ramble on through pop culture topics such as, but not limited to, games, movies, TV shows, whatever it is that we want to talk about. You can get the show over on youtube.com/dandydigital or over on Spotify and iTunes by searching Jabberbox and hitting that subscribe button. If you like what you hear and want to be part of the show, head on over to patreon.com/dandydigital. One of these days, I'll actually get that through smoothly enough.
Maybe.
So what's up, Dan?
going on?
What's been new?
Well, not a whole lot. A new cookie week.
Fuck. Yes.
It's the top of the show, so we have to go with cookies, right?
Let's do it.
All right, what do you got?
So, I went through them again today, and I was having my quarter piece at a time. And I think that the week was pretty solid overall, actually.
Agreed.
It was kind of like last week. It was another solid week of cookies. And
what was your top?
I want to say classic oatmeal.
That was your favorite one?
Yeah.
Of the four, that was your favorite one?
Yep. Classic.
I'm surprised. I am surprised.
So, I had the caramel pumpkin, which was really good on the first day, right? Because it was really warm and whatnot. So then that was my top one, right? And then I had the cookies again today after, they've been hanging out or whatever. And I didn't warm up the cookie. So it was still really good and still soft and everything like that. But the flavors were slightly different. Whereas the oatmeal was solid.
So I had caramel pumpkin as my top for the week. And you're knocking it because of user error. Because you didn't heat it up. That's on you, sir. That's on you, not the cookie.
So caramel pumpkin is my second. That's my number 2.
Oh yeah, caramel pumpkin was my number 2. In fact, number 1 for the week, number 2 all time.
The pumpkin was number 1 for the week, number 2 of all time.
Yep.
Wow.
Caramel pumpkin. It didn't quite reach dulce de leche because dulce de leche is that deeper caramel flavor, and so that really speaks to me. This one was number 2 all time.
Dang. Even with oatmeal, the classic oatmeal being number 1 for the week, it still doesn't break the top 5 of my list.
I had the classic oatmeal as the bottom for this week. I feel like they missed the opportunity to put some fucking raisins in there.
Yeah, but not everybody likes raisins.
Well, I don't give a shit what you're saying
because I'll tell you
about my preference.
I will tell you the best oatmeal cookie that I've had is Grandma's oatmeal. Like, it's got that crazy spice to it. Really, like that's my cookie. If I had to pick one final oatmeal cookie to eat, it would be Grandma's cookie.
Really? A mass-produced cookie?
Have you had it?
I have not that I remember. No.
Get it.
I don't know, man. I just feel like if they put raisins in there, that would have been fun. It was not.
Grandma's cookie has raisins.
So, okay, I want to clarify. The classic oatmeal is not a bad cookie. It's at the bottom for my week, but it's a solid power bottom, right? Like, it was at the bottom for the week, but it's a power bottom because it has some redeeming qualities for sure. Like, it's good consistency. Everything was really good about it. It just wasn't. There's no raisins, so it drops down a bit.
Okay.
My number 2 for the week was cookie dough, which I appreciated there was something subtle about the cookie dough that I appreciated, and it's the fact that they underbaked the cookie a little bit to add to the consistency that you expect with cookie dough.
Yeah, I'll give you that. There was something about the frosting though that kind of tipped it for me, which made that my number 4 for the week. So, classic oatmeal, caramel pumpkin, galaxy brownie. Again, another surprising one. You know, the galaxy brownies, when you had them, I'm not a fan of those so much. Like, I'll eat them if there's nothing else, right? But you know how they give you like those 2 squares in that pack?
Right. Yeah.
Right. I can eat one square and then I can wrap the other square up and be like, I'm done. Whereas most things I'll just I'm eating both. But the Galaxy Brownie, the fudge or whatever they do with it in the actual package, it's a showstopper. You know what I mean? Like it halts everything for me. But the Galaxy Brownie cookie was done really well. It was a nice, rich flavor, not too much. So that
cracked my top 10.
Do you have 2 of them
top 10
that broke your top 10?
I do. I mean, you have several cookies ahead of me because you started a few weeks ahead of me. So there's that. But yeah, I had 2 this week that cracked. I'm sorry, I take it back. 3 this week that cracked top 10.
God damn, they're really
Crumbl
shaping
pumpkin, cookie dough and Galaxy Brownie.
They're really shaping who you are as a man.
Galaxy Brownie was just in there at number 9.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like there's still a substantial number of cookies ahead of it.
So what's your top 5 right now?
Top 5 all time: Dulce de leche, caramel pumpkin, Buckeye brownie, peanut butter jamwich, and cookie dough. Yeah, that peanut butter and jelly cookie was the fucking truth.
Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to next week for sure. So what are your top 5 all time?
Peach cobbler, caramel apple, cinnamon fry bread, macadamia nut, classic oatmeal.
Wow. Okay. I would imagine caramel apple is probably going to come up again sometime around Halloween. That's my bet. That's my guess.
That'll be one that I get again for a second run. I won't. It's not going to affect anything on my rating, so I won't talk about it if it does. But I will get it again because it's my number 2.
Classic oatmeal hit my bottom 5 all time.
Yeah. Okay.
It was classic oatmeal, Nutella mudslide, sugar, confetti cake, pineapple whip.
Wow. Yeah, I had confetti cake on my bottom with sugar, the sugar cookie shark, birthday cake, berries and cream, and toffee. Toffee will always be the bottom liner.
And for me, toffee has potential, like, because it's almost like a caramel flavor. It has the potential, like, depending on how good it is, has the potential to really crank it up on my list.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
Woo, man!
All right, so that's this week's cookies. They were awesome. Always go and try them. Just because you hear us disparaging something like pineapple whip as dog shit, go try it.
I don't disparage it. It's good.
Oh, man. I do. That was horrendous.
It is
that was
solid the only center of my list.
That is the only cookie I will never eat again in my life. It was disgusting. I love pineapple. Love whipped cream. Pineapple whip. No fucking thanks.
We call it our CNC Tuesdays. So CNCTs. Right. So we do carambas for lunch. So we get a taco, get our Mexican, Taco Tuesday with our margarita. Tuesday. And then after work, we head on over to Crumbl, get our cookies. It's an awesome Tuesday.
It's not a bad combination.
It's an awesome Tuesday for how tiresome our Wednesdays are.
I would just like to say that I won my work bet again this week. So once again, cookies will be covered for next week. That's 3 weeks. That is 3 weeks in a row.
Must be nice. Like,
it's not bad. I mean, it's going to come due eventually. Like, the law of averages is going to fuck me at some point. I'm going to lose. But when it's involving Crumbl Cookies, you don't really lose.
That's true. Unless you do. I'm not sure. The
Yeah,
long-term
well.
effects might affect, make us lose.
Oh yeah, I'm going to put on some weight with this with these rankings.
But eventually they have to stop. The rankings will cease at a certain point. Until they do, we'll keep an eye on it. But like if it starts, I don't think I'll be getting it weekly after it starts doubling up a lot. And if I do, it's just going to be like, I'm going to go for like one or two cookies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they're like, hey,
oh, that's a new flavor. I haven't had that one before. Let's go grab it.
Exactly.
Or this is one of my top 3. I'm going to go get one. That kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah. I dig it.
Eventually our list will be solidified, I would think.
I hope so. Jesus, if they keep cranking out flavors over time, then next stop, diabetes.
You got to go sometime, somehow,
That's true.
Might as well be.
There are worse ways to go than shoving a cookie in your face.
So what else has been new?
Oh, well, the hunt for the Xbox Series X was continuing this week, and success.
Yeah. Yep.
Twice.
Two times.
Two times. In fact, the most recent was a mere hour and a half ago.
Yeah. Yep. So my sister was trying to look for one for my nephew for Christmas. And she had actually reached out and she's like, hey, I'm thinking about upgrading his Xbox because he has an Xbox One. What do you think of this? And she sent me a picture of the Xbox Series S with the memory card. And I told her that's not a good idea. I was like, one, you're spending more money doing it that way than if you were to just go ahead and get the X straight up, because you're doing a 512 gig. You're doing another, terabyte card that you put in there, that external memory for the Xbox.
The Series X comes with 1 terabyte. Yeah.
Well, Series S, but they comes with. You can get like a little card to place on the inside, on the back. So I think that's a terabyte.
Off the top of my head, I have not looked at the S at all. I've only been looking at X because I don't.
No, it's external hard drive. You can put it on your X even. So I think it is a terabyte because I think if I were to get it, it would make my Series X a 2 terabyte system.
Yeah, 2 terabytes.
Yeah. I told her you're paying more money for 512 gigs more essentially, and might as well. And it's digital. He has games that are physical. I was like, you're not getting 4K. I was like, it's not going to be worth it in the long run. So go ahead and go for the X. So she was trying to look for it. She sent me a couple extra things. She's like, this one's, $1,000. It's a bundle. I was like, well, I looked up the games. It came with Madden 21. I was like, you can go to GameStop and buy that for $30, right? Or $20. Titanfall 2 came with it. I was like, you can buy that for $10. I was like, so that's a $38 bundles, when I looked it up for the games.
Yeah.
$4.99 for the console. You're getting a charger. I don't know what the charger is, but working at a GameStop at some point in my life, I could tell that it was an off-brand charger. So it was probably going to be another $25, $30. And then it came with a rubber grip for the controller, which is garbage because the controllers have a nice texture to it. So you don't need any sort of rubber gripping on there. So I was like, you're actually paying, it looks like based on my loose math, you're going to be paying $300 more for this bundle than you should. She's like, I'm going to wait. And that was 2 days ago. And then today she calls me and she's like, what are you doing? I was like, well, I'm working. She's like, I'm at work too. I was like, so what do you need? She's like, the Costco by you, essentially, or
by me,
close to you. Yeah, it's like halfway between us. They just got a bunch of Xboxes in shipment. And she was trying to figure out how to get it. And I was like, well, I don't have a Costco card. It's under Mary's name, so I'd have to drag her. She's in a meeting. That's not going to happen, And so she was trying to reach out to my mom, see if they can go on, if my mom could do it. My mom was like, well, we'll go later. That's not how it works. So I was like, hold on. So that's when I text you, hey, you at home? And it was nice because you responded right away. You're like, yep. I was like, all right, perfect.
I happened to be looking at my phone at that moment. I was sitting downstairs playing Minecraft.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, it worked out. And then you decided to be a gentleman and run over there and snag one.
Yeah. So I talked to them when I got there. They said that they had 90 delivered this morning. and I got the fourth to last one, I think. I don't know that for certain, but there was only 4 left that I was able to see. So after I left, there was 3 more. I'm sure they were probably gone before I left the parking lot.
Probably. Makes sense that you were close to the end. If you only saw that many, where else are they going to put them? They have to kind of lock them up.
Oh, yeah. They don't give them to you to check out. They give you like a card, and they go, here, take this up to the register. They'll scan this, you pay, and then you go over to the merchandise counter and pick it up. Yep. And then they go and get it for you. So I only saw 4 of them sitting there.
So that's awesome. So my nephew's getting a Series X and an extra controller because it was a bundle. So 2 controllers and a system for Christmas.
Thank you, Costco.
Yeah.
Always better to buy shit like that through Costco when you can, because you'll pay the same retail, but you always get something extra.
Right. And then did we talk about... Yeah, we talked about it last episode, right? Where you got the Xbox?
I don't think we did.
So
that was earlier this week. This week. So we did not talk about this last week. So thank you in advance, Andy. So Andy's the hero in this story. He was able to secure for me a pre-order for the Halo Infinite limited edition Xbox Series X console. Through, was it GameStop?
Yep.
Through GameStop. So not only that, but we're also supporting GameStop while their bullshit keeps going on with their stock. So
yeah. Yeah, it was Tuesday. So which was funny. I thought about not telling you about it because they didn't charge the card right away. They charge right before it ships. So I thought about not saying anything, right? And then telling you on the show. That way I could have been like, that way, guess what I got? And I was gonna pop it up on the webcam here so you can see that it says thanks for your order, Daniel.
So we were searching for Series X for a while, and now it's just fucking raining these consoles down on us. So twice in 3 days. That's a pretty good success rate.
Yep.
That's like when we go Easter egg hunting.
Yeah, the one time. But now we're on the look for the controller. Got to get you that Halo controller.
Yep.
So
maybe, I'll keep an eye out on that one for sure.
Yeah,
I do kind of want it. It's a splurge. Do I need a $150 to $200 controller?
Yes.
No. No. But do I want it? Yeah. I
Very
do.
much to the point where
I do. I do want that.
Yep. So I'll keep an eye on there. I still get the notifications. I didn't turn those off yet. So yeah, who knows? I might be in the middle of a meeting at work and be like, hold on. Because that's exactly what I did. They're like, so how's your day going? I was like, it's good. I'm trying to get an Xbox for my buddy. They're like, what? I was like, yep, it's getting ready to go live. They actually came in when I was trying to check out with it. I was like, fucking website, man. So it's like in the middle of us talking, I was like, woo! I got it.
I had a big shit-eating grin on my face at work after I got that text message. My boss even asked me, he's like, well, what's going on? Because it's not that I walk around in like a grumpy fucking mood all day.
Right, but when you're excited and it shows.
Yeah, he was like, what's going on? I was like, my buddy just got me the limited edition Halo Xbox. He's like, oh, that's awesome. Blah, blah, blah. And then he was telling me about how he plays Red Dead 2. And we were talking about that for a bit. So, I was in a very good mood on Tuesday.
Bonding moments.
Yes. Yeah. So what's going on your part of the world?
Nothing. I finished 2 of my art sets. So that's a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. They were due in August. And I can successfully say I finished them on August 31st.
Yeah.
It went down to the fucking wire, man. But I did it, and it's nice to have that off my back. I still have a couple other sets to do, right? But these ones they had the crushing deadlines on there, and I'm glad I got that done. So I've just kind of been hanging out. All right, so I'll do some work on the other card sets I have to do, but they're not pressing. I still have like a month and a half to do those. I was like, okay, I can relax. I can, I'm done with work. I can put on a movie and sit there and veg out for a little bit before we jump on Aliens or whatever. So it's been pretty mellow for the last couple of days. So
Nothing wrong with that.
Works for me. But speaking of aliens,
yes, sir.
We've been playing Aliens. What do you think? What do you think so far?
It's a fun game. It would be a lot more fun if I had an Xbox Series X that I could play it on right now.
It is so funny. So last night we were on a mission, and they essentially brought missiles down on the aliens when we were crossing a bridge, to keep them from overwhelming us. And it was so funny. I talk about it. I'm like, yeah, it's such a cool moment. The bombs, the missiles are just blowing up the section, the way it sounds, the way it's vibrating and everything. I was like, this is so fucking cool. And then I hear you like, so I was like, holy shit. You're like, you were saying my Xbox can't handle this.
Yep.
But you were being cut out. I was like, man, because you're like, the sound is fucking up. I was like, so is the chat. It was just really fucking funny.
Static. It was just pure static on my end because my Xbox just can't handle it.
So when you get an Xbox, we will, depending on where we may actually beat the story, doing this.
I would imagine in the next 2 months we should.
Yeah, well, maybe. We'll see how difficult they crank it up, between the androids and the aliens themselves. But we'll fucking run through it again so you can actually see them. Like, wow, this is what it looks like and what
this is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, this is okay. This is how it's meant to be played, essentially. But
yeah, I'm going to look into getting a new TV too to complement the capabilities of that system.
Yeah, I have this one right here. This was only like $400, $399. So they got it at Costco. Samsung. It's a Crystal, for UHD 4K. It's not like the best on the market or anything, but it's nice. It's especially when I came up from a 1080p TV that was fucking damn near 15 years old. So
yeah, the TV that I play games on typically is the main TV for the house. So it'll be something substantial.
Yeah.
Like I think we might even go like 85-inch something.
Yeah.
Spend a little money.
I mean, because you don't buy TVs a whole lot, so I might as well get one that's going to last for a couple of years.
The one we have now is the one that we bought when we moved into this house, and that was 7 years ago. So
okay. Yeah,
it's about time. It's not that it's not functioning or like the old TVs where you get like pixels that start to go out, but it's not like that. It's just it's outdated. It's getting to be
that's tech for you
up there.
But that's awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely play. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Part of the reason I play Minecraft so much, though, is because my system can handle Minecraft just fine.
But so what are your thoughts overall playing it?
It's a lot of fun. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Gears of War.
Okay.
A little bit. But I enjoy it. I'm not super into the lore. I don't really know much about the background of that universe, the alien universe.
That surprised me when you're like, I got the references, but I've only seen Alien vs. Predator. I was like, what?
Yeah. Somebody that used to work at Hollywood Video never saw Alien or Aliens. I know.
It's probably crazy.
It's probably one of the very few movies that are iconic that I've never seen.
We're going to fix that.
So, such is life.
But
eventually, I'll get around to it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Sigourney Weaver. So,
dude, yeah, they're good movies for sure. So I think once you actually watch the movies, yeah, okay, I enjoy this game a little bit more now. Especially when you start seeing the shit happening, like that makes sense. Okay, But I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I like, for a multiplayer game, and it's nice that we're able to, frequently jump on with a buddy, and we do our 3-man teams, and we have.
I think a drawback to that game is maximum is 3-man team.
Yeah,
you can't. There's no fourth player,
which is a shame because there's been a couple times where we had to forego a third person because somebody else wanted to play, and so they played with them, so that they can run it.
It just seems like an arbitrary 3. Why 3?
Yeah.
Every other game in the universe is 4 that I can think of.
Yeah. I mean, they've done 3-man games, but which I get, because it does become a pain in the ass to try to get 4 people on, but it'd be nice to have that option, especially in Aliens when they give you an android, like an AI person to run with. So we could do the 3 people and having a couple AIs running with us. And then when somebody wants to jump on and we have a 4-man squad, then we can do 4 people. But that is one of the bad things about the game. It's one of the cons for sure. The other one is the game is somewhat repetitive in what you have to do. It's just run here, collect this, open the door, or it's no different than fight a swarm. But again, I think with the people that you're playing with, it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. And I think I'll stick out with it as much as possible. And,
I just enjoy playing a game with people.
Yeah.
That's
co-op, not just competitive. Like It's competitive in a way where it's like we have stats at the end of the game, but I honestly don't give a shit about those. I like being able to do a co-op playthrough with people.
Yeah,
those are my favorite.
Playing games with people instead of against people.
Right.
I think it's
Because you get
nice.
a chance to just sit there and bullshit and talk and do whatever.
We have a full schedule this weekend for games.
Almost. You guys do. I think I'm able to jump on tonight and tomorrow. Sunday, I don't think I'll be able to. We're having Mary's family over and we're gonna do we're having crab and shrimp. We're doing that whole, doing a smorgasbord essentially, and then Monday
thing.
Yeah, and then Monday we'll be with some other friends and hanging out in the pool. So I might be able to Monday night. We'll see. But Sunday, I don't think I'll be able to. So I think I am not playing Demio, if that puts out there. But
that sucks.
Yeah. But I'll play Aliens or Halo.
Wizard.
But
we need a wizard.
I know.
Play Demio.
I'm a dope wizard, man. But I think we will be playing Aliens because if Shane just bought it,
Yeah, that's fine with me.
So works out.
Which means Randall's going to be kicked out, I guess.
Yeah.
That's fine. He steals all the kills.
Be a destroyer.
No, I'm working on
demolition.
I'm working on leveling up the gunner.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll become a demolition, when we do it, and I'll steal all the kills. Because the smart gun, it actually targets them, and so you get solid hits every time. That's how you're doing it.
Okay, that makes sense. I haven't played it, so I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I haven't played that class.
It's the smart. Like once I put on the smart gun for the demolition character, and I was running it solo, I was like, "Oh, this is how he's doing it." I just moved the cursor up, and it like auto locks onto him, like boop boop boop. I think I've missed a couple times. The shoulder missiles you can miss out; those don't auto target. It's just like It's kind of like a Predator. You've seen Predator? I'm assuming.
Yes.
So the shoulder cannon, that's exactly what it's like.
Okay.
So it kind of like zooms in and then it fires, but if everybody's moved, you're gonna miss. And I think that's what was happening last night when Randall was firing him off. And he's like, I missed again. I think it's
he was using a different thing too. It was
he's using
version
napalm.
Is the napalm one. Yeah. So the trajectory. He said the trajectory on those was a little different than the standard, and so it was throwing off his ability to hit from what he was used to.
Yeah. So I think after the end of the mission, he said he was not a fan of that, but it's a lot of fun. It's cool. I can't actually wait to play with Shane, and it's cool. Even like if you guys hook up, like if I can't play, you still have a 3-man group. If you can do Randall and Shane,
true,
get on there. You know what I mean? So we can rotate for sure. There's going to be days I think Randall likes to write, so he won't be able to play, and we can get Shane to do it. And like if I'm like say Sunday or even Monday during the day or whatever, you guys can jump on. So it's cool. I'm enjoying it a lot. Now we just got to get an Xbox for Adam.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
I know. Not a console gamer for sure.
He had one once upon a time, but that was 10 years ago.
I don't even remember him having that. I knew he played on a
360.
PC.
He had a 360.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then he played it for 2 months and then got rid of it.
Well, no, he played it for like 2 months and then he joined the army. And that was the end of that.
But yeah, now he's on Switch. So,
well, I think his wife is more than he is.
Yeah, and the kids.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what we've been playing. That's pretty much all we've been playing. Yeah, like that's.
In fact, I have not been watching anything because that's what we've been playing. Like I come home, I see the family, I get something to eat, and then boom, aliens.
Yeah, there's a I still have to watch another Marvel movie this weekend. Dune I think is out this weekend, or getting ready to come out next week or something like that. So I want to watch Dune, and I think that's on HBO Max. So I'm like, okay, how am I going to figure where am I putting this in? If I can, I might watch it Monday morning. Maybe depending on how long it is, probably get a couple playthroughs in on Aliens, because I think we're not going over to somebody's house until like 1:00.
Yeah, that's plenty of time.
So I'm like, if I get up early, which I have to because we have the yard guy coming in. I think he appears like at 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, okay, I could get up. I could shoot some aliens and shit.
What else are you going to do?
Yeah, I could sit here and wait for him, So I think that's my weekend's fucking packed, but it sounds fun.
I take it back. I have been watching things like trailers for movies.
Ooh, such as 007. Did you watch that?
Right. That's
fucking right. Holy shit. You know what sucks? I'm going to go to the theaters.
I'll go with you.
So I'm like, motherfucker. So yeah, we'll plan something out on a weekend or something, because I know we're going to go see it because I've made Mary watch all the Daniel Craig ones. So I'm like, have you
seen all 007 movies?
No.
Oh, I'm missing out.
I actually haven't seen any of the movies prior to Pierce Brosnan.
Any of them?
Not a single one. I know them. I know who's in them, mostly. I got the idea of it. I've seen bits and pieces, on like YouTube or whenever they were on at somebody's house, but I've only fully watched every movie from Pierce Brosnan and Daniel Craig.
Wow.
And I really like Daniel Craig as 007. And with this being the final movie, I can't wait for them to do a box set of his movies on 4K. So I will be buying that.
I personally think he's the best Bond.
It's an amazing Bond. I love the feel of all that. Granted, they started in the 60s, right? 60s or 70s?
60s, yeah, with Sean Connery. Which a lot of people will say, if you say anybody other than Sean Connery is the best Bond, you're wrong, but they're wrong. Not that he's probably number 2. So it's not that he's a bad Bond. He's not, George Lazenby. Fuck.
He's the only person that's... He was the only one that was a single James Bond.
Yeah, he did one movie and it was dog shit. It was terrible. But you should watch it. You should watch it once at least.
I should.
So
that's how I feel when you watch Aliens. You should watch the 4th one, Resurrection, but it's not good. It's not good. It's fine. It has fine concepts to a point. Certain things I was like, well, that sounds fucking stupid. And then the ending, I was like, what the fuck? Right? It's just like, that sucks. So that's why I tell you, when you watch Aliens, Prometheus was good. Aliens was good. It was really good. Or I'm sorry, Alien was good. Aliens is fantastic. That's my favorite one. So the second movie, Alien.
Is it
3,
one of those rare exceptions where the sequel is better than the original?
Yes.
Yep. Interesting.
So I love Aliens. It is my favorite one. Alien 3, a lot of people give it shit because it was like, you'll have to see it and make your own judgments, but it's one of those things where it's like, you either like Aliens 3 or Alien 3 or you hate it. I like it. But when people say they hate it, I understand where they're coming from. So I'm like, okay, that's one of those things where we just draw a line and shake hands. Like, I understand, for people that like it. If you hate it and I say I like it, you don't understand. Everybody hates Alien Resurrection. And I actually haven't seen Alien Covenant. but I will fix that. And Alien vs Predator was fine. I was really disappointed in what that could have been. I thought that was going to be, I knew that they were going to have human elements. I didn't think it was going to take place on Earth, and I thought they were going to get caught up in a Predator versus Alien battle. But it wasn't that. My favorite part about Alien vs Predator is the flashbacks when you see the Predators on the Aztec pyramids and they're just fighting the fucking swarm of aliens. That's what Alien vs Predator was to me and should be.
Well, you're not dead yet, so It's always possible.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I think they're supposed to be making another one.
Wouldn't surprise me.
So
it's only a matter of time. Just when.
Yeah.
And how good.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen Alien Covenant, which is a sequel to Prometheus. It's using the same cast, so I need to watch that. But that's what I still haven't. I didn't watch Ted Lasso this week. I haven't watched What If this week.
So, I haven't done any of that. Just these trailers, and Rami Malek looks super promising as the Bond villain in No Time to Die.
I like James Bond. This is my prediction. They're going to make him out to die. He's going to pull a Bruce Wayne in The Dark Knight Rises, where we think he dies, but he gets away and he ends up with the blonde in that movie.
Maybe.
Because if you think about it, I think she wants him to stop and he's debating it and she gets scared, right? Because when they're in the car, James Bond is a little fucked up. He's fucked up, but when she's like, James, please, he says, okay. So he probably said, we're done. And they're trying to get out of there and they get ambushed. And she's like, I need you to be James Bond. And he's like, okay. And then, you know what I mean? Like, I
guess we'll see.
You have to finish this, then we can go. And he's like, okay, that's what I think it is. And I think they're going to pretend that he died, right? And then that's how they're going to allow him to leave, or that's how he leaves with, and then Q is going to be somewhere, and then he's going to be sipping on some tea, and he looks over, he's going to see James Bond on the other table. And they're going to smile at each other and nod. And that's going to be it.
It just, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'll go to the movies with you to see it for sure. It looks really good.
It looks really fucking good. I'm like, God damn it. And they're like, only in theaters. It's like, you sons of bitches.
It looks better than Quantum Solace for certain.
I like that movie. I mean, it
was not terrible.
It's the lower of the Daniel Craig movies, but it's higher than a lot of James Bond movies. Granted that I've seen only, probably 7 movies. Right? Pierce Brosnan did what, 4? And then Daniel Craig did Casino Royale.
I'm not even going to pretend to count off the top of my head. I will not be correct, I'm sure.
Daniel Craig's done 4, I think. Yeah, Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace. Then you had
Spectre?
Skyfall, then Spectre.
Oh, okay.
And then No Time to Die. So he's going to do 5.
Over the course of 15 years.
Yeah. And I know he's done.
Yeah.
He's injured himself in the last 2 movies or 3 movies.
Yeah. This is definitely his last one. That's not in question.
So,
because everyone's asking who the next Bond is going to be, and all the runners.
He actually said he was done being Bond 2 movies ago. So they're wrapping up the story, which is good. I like when you have these arcs. And that's how they should do it. If you're going to have a certain actor as a James Bond, give him a couple arcs, which fulfill, or an arc that fulfills over a couple movies. And then so instead of being like James Bond, it's the James Bond saga of Daniel Craig or whatever, I like those. So I can't wait.
I'm also under the impression that we're going to be able to see other 00s in this movie. Which doesn't happen too often.
I think the woman.
I think so.
I think the woman that's flying that
Naomi
drone,
Harris, I think her name is. Yeah.
Yep, I think she's a 00.
I think so. So it's not often that you get to see other 00s in James Bond movies.
Yeah.
GoldenEye, I think, is the only one off the top of my head that you get to see one.
I think isn't there like a 006 that we saw on a Daniel Craig? Like maybe in the second one. It wasn't a lot. It was probably like, it might have been in Skyfall when they were at HQ and
maybe he like briefly was on screen with another 00 at headquarters.
Yeah. So
yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head, but the only one I can think of with certainty is GoldenEye.
Yeah,
with Sean Bean.
Sean Bean, Sean Bean.
That's right,
Sean Bon.
I don't think it's pronounced the same as your last name.
I know. Well, I saw somebody say a meme. They're like, "Is it pronounced Sean Bon or Sean Bean?" They're like neither. They're like neither and both at the same time. Does he die in that movie? I take it because he's a villain, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because he turns.
I think he's only not died twice in his career of movies.
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I just know he's famous for playing characters that die inevitably in both shows and movies.
He died in the TV show Frankenstein, but then was brought back to life.
It counts.
Right? So that's what we've been watching, what we're looking forward to watching.
Super stoked.
Yeah. So I want to go back to games real quick because we kind of jumped into the trailers. And speaking of trailers, did you see the trailer for Marvel's Midnight Suns?
I did not.
So this is going to be, I think we talked about it last week, but they showed off a gameplay trailer. Looks really fucking cool, man. I got this. I haven't been this excited for a Marvel movie since the Spider-Man movies in 2018. So still fresh, even with Miles Morales, but a lot of the other Marvel spin-offs, such as Guardians of the Galaxy that's coming out and, whatever mobile phone. This one actually has me pretty stoked. So check that out for sure. We're finally going to be getting a PlayStation Showcase next Thursday, which is about fucking time.
Ew,
right?
PlayStation.
Whatever, man. So Sony announced their PlayStation Showcase 2021, which will broadcast on September 9th at 1 p.m. Pacific time. The event is going to promise to offer a sneak peek at the future of PS5 with updates from PlayStation Studios and industry-leading devs, and it'll be about 40 minutes. Now, I'm hoping, I'm going to see what they say about the game Horizon Zero Dawn. So that's a PlayStation experience, it's a PlayStation exclusive, right? It's done by Guerrilla Games.
It can be both.
I'm sorry?
It can be both.
Right. So it came out on PS4. It was really cool. I didn't finish it. I'm going to go back and finish it because they're going to be doing a sequel. It was right before Zelda came out, and it gets a lot of comparisons because it's an open world game, third person. You're running around and you're shooting at, you're almost like, I don't want to say caveman type, but the world went to shit, and we kind of reverted back to hunting and such like that. But a lot of creatures that are out there are, robotic. So I think, it's kind of like our Skynet. Anyway, so they're doing these upgrades from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, right? A lot of them are free, where, you get the 60 frames per second, you get the 4K ray tracing abilities and such like that. So it looks really crisp. Spider-Man did this. Miles Morales, if you bought the special edition, it came with Spider-Man, the first one, and with, all upgraded and everything like that. Ghost of Tsushima did the same thing where, you get the upgrade, but you kind of had to pay for it because it came with an extra island and extra content and such like that. So you got that. Horizon is not doing any of that unless you paid for their higher tiered special edition ones, right? Which,
of course.
So you're forcing people to buy. So if you can buy your PS4 game, you can play it on the PS5, but you're not going to get the 60 frames. You're not going to get all the bonuses and such like that. So you're forcing your people to rebuy your game, which I don't want to do. I already own it, right? So that's where I think
It's a shitty business model.
Right. And I think Sony's fucking it up that way because they said that their exclusives were going to be moving over. Now this is the first exclusive that's not moving over. The cracks are starting to show in what you were promising, and we'll see like how you're going to be taken care of. That's what I'm looking forward to that in the showcase. Like, are you going to be like, hey, also you can upgrade for free, or I don't mind paying, you know what I mean? Like
a couple bucks,
15, $20, whatever. But
that's how I feel about my actual physical books.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't mind getting a digital, like a Nook or something like that, a Kindle, and having my library, but I'm not rebuying all the books I already fucking own.
Right.
If I had to pay a couple bucks a book to get the digital version of a book I already own, I'd be more than fine. That's fine. But they don't, it's just full price. Go fuck yourself. No thanks.
Yep. So it's a shame. So I don't like how they're handling that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what, if anything, they show during the showcase next week.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I have for gaming news.
There's not a ton of gaming news right now. It's pretty quiet. But there is more movie news with a lot of movies being delayed.
Yeah.
So Top Gun again.
So yeah, all of Paramount's movies have been delayed to 2022.
So
which
that
sucks.
Yeah,
man.
Top Gun 2, the new Jackass movie. Not that I was going to go to theaters to see it. It's just one of the larger titles that's being pushed. I mean, there's still a few movies that are coming out that look this year that look like they might be worth like we were talking about No Time to Die. Spider-Man
are the only ones I give a shit about. Shang-Chi, I'm not seeing in theaters. I'm waiting the 45
I can
views.
wait. Marvel's Eternals, I can probably wait.
Yeah. Spider-Man is going to be a theater experience because if I don't see it, It'll fucking internet will spoil it.
Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah.
You know. So that and 007. 007 because I want to see it. I've seen every 007 in theater, and you're not going to allow me to stream it.
Not all of them.
Well, all the Daniel Craig ones. I've seen all the Daniel Craig ones in theater. I was going to forego seeing it in theater this time, but you're forcing me to do it. So
that might become more common, I think. Well, I think for the movies that are already made that they keep pushing, they're going to keep doing that because they need to recoup the cost. Somehow.
I get that.
Like Top Gun's already made. They already spent all the money on it. So they need to
make back $400 million.
That's a tall order. Not impossible, I suppose, but
I think they will make it. Well,
globally, probably.
Yeah. I don't know.
Especially with the Hollywood creative accounting that they're able to do.
Mm-hmm.
They'll find a way. But for movies being made from scratch moving forward, I think the shift may happen.
I hope so. But those are also going to start being smaller budget films, which is fine. You know, get back to storytelling almost.
Yeah, I feel like the days of like super events like we saw with Endgame, things like that, I think that might be a thing in the past.
So we watched Age of Ultron recently. That was our last movie that we watched on our list. And it was better than I originally thought. You know, I hated... that was actually one of my least favorite Avengers movies in a while. You know, even after the first one. But I actually enjoyed it this second round. That said, I think that they missed out on a huge opportunity to make Ultron the big bad for Wave 2. You know what I mean? A lot of your Marvel movies died, or Marvel characters died. Iron Man, Captain America, yada yada. You could have made Hank Pym, who actually created Ultron, right? Because Ant-Man is becoming a thing. He's moving up with all these other characters stepping out of the light. That could have been, Ant-Man 4 or Ant-Man 3 even to set it up. And that could have been an Ultron thing that could have killed Michael Douglas, right? Right?
Michael
Killed
Douglas.
him and then started taking over. And then you have all these other characters. What are you going to do with all this tech, right? You don't have Tony Stark anymore because he's dead. Oh, here comes the new character that's supposed to take place, Ironheart. She could step in and, help take out Ultron, and you have all these new Avengers that are taking him out, the new Captain America. I think that would have been a cool setup.
Well, I think, now I'm not saying that they are going to go this way, but to your point of, they killed off the character too early with Ultron. He was in the internet, right? Like, he lives digitally. So if they really wanted to, they could find a way to be like, oh, he actually hid away a small portion of his consciousness away from where they thought he would be, and he was actually pulling strings this whole time. And there's a way that they could. I don't think they're going to.
I don't think so, because that's more of a comic trope that they can get away with more than a movie thing.
Right, but to your point, I'm just saying there's
possible.
Always ways for them to work these things in.
But I think it just would have been cool where maybe he got, he disappeared or something like that. And throughout the movies that you see in the secret scenes, he's building his body to be the ultimate body. That would have been neat. Because I think his vibranium. Well, I guess the vibranium that he was using was for Vision, but I'm glad that it
was for him, but
but it was
he
Vision.
was supposed to be in Vision's body originally.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. I think I don't even know what the next movie is. I think it's Ant-Man. Ant-Man and Civil War are our next two on the dock.
Fun.
So we'll watch Ant-Man at some point. I liked Ant-Man a lot. I was very excited about it when they announced it. When they're like, we just see the titles, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange. And I was super fucking pumped on both of those, And
they nailed the casting on both of those.
Yep, for sure. Even though with this Spider-Man movie, they made Doctor Strange look like a weird fucking 60s Halloween costume Dracula. Like, his hair looks weird, man. I watched the trailer again.
In one scene.
Still, I'm like, it looks... I was like, it looks weird to me. So, but I'm not... That's not a con or anything. That's just an observation. So
that's fair.
Anyway.
All right, well, do you have any other news, information, goings on, anything?
No, I don't.
Okay, well then, with that, we shall move on to Q&A with D&A. Woo! All right. You want to ask first? You want me to ask first?
Who went last time?
I don't know.
You can go first.
Okay, let's see what we got for you today.
Give it to me.
What 3 adjectives would your family use to describe you?
I hate these. That's essentially this. Hold on. I'm a stupid dumb. Adjectives.
Adjectives are like happy, grumpy, sad, glad, mad.
I think recently I get called grumpy a lot. I'm such a grump. I'm such an old man. That's what people say. You're being such an old man. And, I am. But that's because As I get older, I'm getting more and more cranky about things. I fucking hate my neighbors. I hate that they park in front of my house. I walk around the house and
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, it's like, dude, that shit irritates me when I have to put my trash cans in the middle of the street because you're fucking lazy and you can't park somewhere else, and then the trash guy doesn't pick up my trash. You've pissed me off.
All right, so we got grumpy. There's one.
So I'm grumpy. Goofy is another one. / silly, whatever. And then I don't know about the third one. What would you say?
Creative. I think that covers your personality pretty well.
Yeah.
As you're just a grumpy artist.
That can be silly.
That has the capability. See, you're a grumpy artist who creates characters like what's that one based off the high school characters?
Davy Self-Loathing?
Yes, Davy. That's a perfect example of everything we're talking about.
Oh shit.
Grumpy, silly, artistic. There you go. There it is.
That's fucking funny. All right.
What do you got for me? Bring it on.
Who is the funniest person alive?
Ooh. I haven't seen anything from him in a while, but Dave Attell is a very strong candidate. Personally, for me, Anthony Jeselnik is also pretty high up there. So it might be between those two. And their comedy is very specific taste, especially Jeselnik. Mm-hmm. He's very dark humor, which I think is hilarious, but I know a lot of people not really their thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably one of those two for me. Is Dave Attell or Anthony Jeselnik. Although Bill Burr, like Jesus, Bill Burr is incredible.
He's really fucking funny.
Yeah. See, he's more accessible too, and by that I mean there's more of his content out there to see.
Yeah.
So it's hard to pick. It's Dave Attell was probably in his prime at his peak like 20 years ago, 20 years ago.
Which is when we saw him.
Right. I've seen him a couple times. And
that's when it was
about that long ago.
It was at the Arizona Improv. It was you, me.
Tempe Improv.
The Tempe Improv. You, me, Adam, Amy, his wife at the time, Shane.
I think it may have just been the four of us.
Yeah.
Did Krista
we went to
go?
Gus's Pizza after?
Yeah. Did Krista go? I don't remember.
Maybe.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
That's the last time I heard anything from him, really.
Yeah.
But he's still alive, so fuck it. It counts.
Yeah. And I just saw his website. He says that shows have been moved, so he is still doing shows.
Yeah, but he's based out of New York, and that's where almost all of his shows usually are.
Not this one. New York, New England, New Jersey, Texas, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Colorado.
So he's got
Washington,
a couple
DC,
that come across the Mississippi.
Michigan, California, and a couple of them Utah. So
he's still out there doing his thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because he's damn funny.
You know what's been surprising is that for as big as he was in the early 2000s, early mid 2000s, he's not on anything. He doesn't do a show anymore. He's not on Netflix. He doesn't have a stand up.
Nope.
A lot of these comedians have at least one on there, and sometimes the ones that suck really bad have 4 or 5.
Shit! I need to add Dave Chappelle to the list too.
Yeah,
but he it is so damn difficult to narrow that down to one person.
Yeah, because everyone does their I like Bill Burr, right?
They're all different too.
I like Bill Burr because he's just fucking explosive. It taps into the cranky man in me. But then you also have John Mulaney. I really like his stuff. I like Tom Segura, so
Bert Kreischer is okay in small doses.
Yeah,
Small
I
doses.
agree.
Like his Russia story, the first time you hear him telling his Russia story, solid gold. But then the second time you hear it and the third time you hear it, the value drops a little bit. But the first time is amazing.
The Impractical Jokers.
Well,
anyway.
So yeah, those are probably my 4. I can't really narrow it down because their styles are so different that
they
it's
scratch
really
a different
hard.
itch.
It's really hard to pick just the one that's still alive.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, Dan, it was a pleasure. Always is.
Likewise. Always.
And this has been Jabberbox, episode 12. Thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget that we post each and every week about whatever it is we want to talk about. If you like that, please join us over on patreon.com/dandydigital, where you can write in and be part of the show, get the episodes early. And if you have no bucks to toss our way, that's just dandy. Please head on over to YouTube or any of the podcast services around the globe and rate us to help us grow this show into something bigger and better. Until next time, prepare to receive.